Welcome back to Ink and Updates, the podcast brought to you by Interactive Inks and Coatings, with your host, Craig Tenorella. I am Tom Brennan, sitting in for Craig as we gave him the day off, but I am sitting here with my best buddy, Steve Baker, and he is now our senior account manager. And welcome back, Steve.
Hey, Tom, it's good to be back. Thanks. Appreciate the fact that you welcomed me with about 8 to 10 inches of snow out here today. It's always a pleasure. We didn't get too much in Baltimore, but weather's good here.
Well, there is like nothing better than coming to Chicago and tasting some pizza, maybe watching a Blackhawks game on TV, but more importantly, having 8 to 10 inches of snow to wake up to. That would be great.
Hitting all the boxes. We had pizza last night. We made snow angels this morning. There's a hockey game tonight, and we're going to work on ink and supplying our customers in between.
Yeah. So really, what we wanted to do is we wanted to get have you come in, sit down, have a conversation about who Steve Baker is, how long you've been in the business, how'd you get started, why in the world somebody would want to be in this business so long, as much as we do. But I guess we love it. So here we are. So who's Steve Baker? How'd you get started, Steve?
Well, it's a good question. I graduated high school, top of my class.
The top. Wait,
Yeah,
wait a
yeah,
minute.
straight
Wait
A's,
a
straight
second.
A's. I got the certificates to prove it. But at the end of the day, I was going to be a carpenter.
So we have the top and the bottom of the high school class here today.
I don't know
Because
about that.
because I'm certainly not the top.
So my mom and dad thought, I'd go to college. I had straight A's all through high school, perfect attendance. But I also took carpentry in high school, and I was going to be a carpenter. And
Okay.
I was through high school. I was worked at Hardee's. I was supervisor at Hardee's at 16 and 17. And my senior year in high school, they were sending me to school to be assistant manager. So I was going to school, be assistant manager there, and also going to Hardee's training school in Annapolis, Maryland. But I took carpentry and vocational school as well. And one weekend, my next door neighbor, my best friend, his mom worked at US Tag and Ticket, and they needed some tables made for these big, large grinders and tools for their offset presses.
Okay.
So I go in there just to do a favor, side job, and I make these tables, which will be there 100 years after we're gone. Made them by 8x8 posts and 2x12s, and so I'm making these tables. And right there at that place, US Tag and Ticket at the time, all it was offset presses, and guys are missing fingers and they're dirty, and you got the offset smells.
Ouch.
It was the summer of '83. And the old man, Dave Smith, he was plant manager at the time. He's watching me every day. He's like this, shaking his head to me for 2 days.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to finish up because I need another table. Can you come back next weekend? I come back next weekend. Told him what wood I needed, had delivered. I make him 2 more tables. He's looking at me like this. He goes, how'd you like to run these presses? I said, I think I need all my fingers.
Right. Because you're walking around. There's all these guys with nubs, right?
Yeah. So I said, I appreciate the opportunity, but I really don't want to be an offset pressman here. I got some other goals. But an old man, John Hodgen, big guy, 300 pounds, missing 2 fingers. He comes up to me and goes, young man, I've watched you work and you're doing a really good job. They're going to start these new presses called Flexo presses.
Okay.
And US Tag and Ticket's going to have an off-run company, US Tag and Label, and they're supposed to get a press. You could be on the ground floor of something new. He goes, I'm telling you, I've seen these things take off. You need to do this. And I took off to Mr. John Hodgen. He goes, look, it's going to be six months before it comes in. Run these offset presses, learn the ethics of printing. And we were setting hot type back then still.
Okay.
So I did, and I managed to save all my fingers, and I'm running these offset presses, and actually 2 of them are in the Smithsonian Institute.
Wow.
And
Look at you.
And those old presses, and so Mealy verticals, you had their double web letter presses, and those types of presses. Nevertheless, the first press came in 6 months later. It was a 650 Webtrons back in the 80s when Webtrons were all the rage. So they bring in this Webtron press, and so it's US Tag and Label. So the new owner come in, and he owned that part of the company, and we had a press, and so here's your first job. There was nobody training you what to do. He goes, you need to get some ink for this job. And so you learn from the beginning. And
Sure.
there was a guy called Scott Smith. and he came. Actually, he came from Detroit, Michigan, and he came as well, and he taught me how to run these presses. And to today, we're still good friends, and he still lives in Maryland. And we end up, long story short, I stayed there from '83. We had one Flexo press to the end of 1999. I was the plant manager. We had 9 presses, and we did over $10 million in sales. And the owner did a really good job with the company. And he sold to a larger company in Pennsylvania. I really probably shouldn't say the name.
Okay, we'll keep it out of it.
Yeah, so he sold to a larger company, and I was really appreciative. I say the name of the owner, Chris Hurst. He's always been like a big brother to me or an uncle.
Okay.
And we still keep in good contact. So he sold the company, and for better or for worse, I was looking for a job, and I was pretty quiet at the time. But I used to buy my ink from Environmental Inks, and the plant manager or the sales manager for the Baltimore plant asked, "Hey, why don't you come and sell ink for us?" I said, "I don't know how to sell ink. I'm a printer. I'm a plant manager."
Right. Yeah.
Because you're the best kind, because we need tech guys.
Sure.
So I started with Environmental January 2nd, 2000. So I started there selling ink, quiet as could be. I'm still quite a quiet person, but I just based everything on running a press. I'm a printer. I'm a plant manager. I want to be efficient. And I always hated the stereotype of, sales guys golfing, lunches, dinners. I don't do that. And my guy and all my customers know, and now it's 2021. So I got most of my customers by just staying truthful. Tell the truth. If I knew how to fix something or make them, profitable, I would, suggest it. We worked as a team. If I didn't know, I'd tell them, "Hey, I don't know, but let me look into that." So I sold ink for Environmental for a little over 14 years. Things really went well. They got bought out. And then I had the privilege of Interactive Inks coming to me back in, I guess it's been about 7 years. They want to open up.
I think I called you on the phone.
Yes, you did, Tom. You called and said, "Hey, we want to open up a branch in Baltimore, and you live in Baltimore. What do you think?" And I'm not one to move around. I don't have a lot of jobs. At this time, I've ever had 3 jobs at that point. But I came to Interactive, and I was pleased that we started up a new plant. I had the support of Interactive, Tom Brennan, Tom Tinarello, the owner here, and all the family here. And we really had a good 6-7 year run, and it was great. And,
it was that was a really exciting time. We talked about this on one of our other podcasts about, how opening up that plant made us grow up as a company, to be able to manage 2 inventories, to get our color standards set up so that whatever was being made in the Baltimore facility had the same quality as if it was being made in the Chicago facility. It was just a really exciting time. I find it interesting that both you and I just kind of fell into this part of the business. Like it's nothing that we set out to do, and really just industry wide. How you went in to go make some tables. I came in as kind of like on the maintenance end of things, and just kind of felt nobody grows up thinking that they're going to be in the ink business, right? I think it just kind of happens, right?
It does. I would have never believed when I walked the stage graduating high school I was going to be a printer, much less in the ink business. But it's been rewarding. To me, it's more than the selling the ink. Like I mentioned earlier, I love working with the customers. I love working as a team. Sharing my ideas and thoughts. I don't share what other companies do, but I can share my thoughts of how to be the best printer we can be as a team, and it's really worked out well. So I've been blessed with, good company, US Tag and Label, and Environmental, and now Interactive Inks, and it's been a blessing, and I like it, and I'm looking forward to another 12 years of this. And of course, being the Ravens make the playoffs every year, I thought it was
wow. You just went there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I thought there was a good opportunity to show that the Bears can make the playoffs if you just keep striving. So
apparently we can make the playoffs, and we don't even have to win or lose. We just kind of show up, and then we get in that way. Then we lose in the first round, as per usual.
Well, we made it to the second round this year, but it's just entertainment. It's a lot of fun, and
so you're a Ravens fan, right? On the football end of things, you don't live that too far away from there. You got to great quarterback in Lamar Jackson. I love how he really kind of wears a shirt. I actually went out and bought the shirt. It says, "Nobody cares. Work harder." I mean, it's just a testament like of him not getting his head too big for the stage that he's on, and just kind of working his butt off to get things done.
Well, and you're right, and those shirts really took off. Lamar is a great for a young man. He's 23 years old. That's to be how we all think. You work harder. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. You got to work hard today. You know, if you printed a label yesterday, or you shipped ink yesterday, that's great. But today you got to print a good label, and you got to ship good ink today, and you got to come with a good offensive plan for the Super Bowl the same way. So.
Well, yeah, that's true. The other thing that I love about Baltimore, other than picking crab and a pitcher of beer on the bay there, but is the atmosphere of Camden. It's Camden Yards for a baseball game.
Yeah, well, you and I have been fortunate. We got to see several games there, and it's a good time. Even when the Orioles are playing suspect baseball, for lack of better words, it's a great time.
You remember that time we were waiting in line. We were gonna buy a ticket, and we just kind of walked up, and this guy's like, "Hey, are you gonna buy tickets?" And we said, "Yeah." And he's like, "It's just the two of you?" We said, "Yeah, it's just the two of us." And he's like, "Well, here, you could have two of mine, right?" And I'm like, "Well, how much you want for them?" And then I was kind of worried if it was a scam or whatever. And he's just like, "No." He goes, "I'll see you up there. You're gonna be sitting right next to us." And he was up in the VI. Was it? We don't even know what kind of section that
It was
was.
club box, and he didn't want a nickel for him.
Right, it was club.
He wouldn't take money. Yeah, God bless him. We all had a cold beer together, but that was a good game, and that was a good time.
So talking about a blind squirrel, finding a nut every now and then. I mean, me and you just kind of, wandered ourselves into the club box seats. Probably, I think we were in the front row up there, and they had the guy with the fancy hat cutting the meat, and all the beer and popcorn we could handle. It was a good time.
Yep, that's definitely good memories, and it's coincidental. We were going to take any tickets they had. This guy gives us the best seats in the house, so
Yeah.
that was a good memory, absolutely.
So let's just bringing it back to the ink business, and obviously, people. I think for us as an industry, trying to find younger people and getting them involved in it, like me and you, just kind of fell into this. What would you say to a high school student or even a college student who is looking for a career and just wants to, is looking for something to do? Like, what's your favorite part of the ink industry or the printing industry as a whole, really?
I think the printing industry, my favorite part always has been, and I always refer back to the tangibles. At the end of the day, you got 10, 20 rolls stacked up, perfectly printed, that you did. At the beginning of the day, it was just raw material. It was just stock. It was, film. It was foil. It was just rolls of blank stock. And you created this. And everyone feels the same way, I think. You create rolls of really quality labels, and it's kind of fun as a printer, as a press operator. You go out into the field and you see the products that you produce in the grocery store and the supermarkets, books.
Yeah, it's a process then, right? So that would it be fair to say you're in love with the process?
Yeah, absolutely. It is the process because it just doesn't end it when you clock out as a printer. And one of the other things, let's say we all go to work to pay your house payment. And another thing in reference to kind of allude to to answer your question. Almost everyone that I know that's in the industry, whether it's printing, all aspects, and then in the ink business, you all have a nice living. You all people own their own homes. They drive nice cars. They take nice vacations. But you get what you get out of it, what you put into it. You work hard, you're going to make a nice life and career for yourself. So you get two really good tangibles out of it, I think. At the end of the day, you get quality rolls, or if you're making the ink part, you get quality ink shipping out, and you see it out in the field. Just like builders, you could take this aspect to back when I was going to be a carpenter. You build a house or a table.
Right.
50 years from now, it's still around. It's something to be proud of, and I think the printing industry is something to be proud of, and you can take pride in it. It's something that repeats itself, but it's different.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. I think. When I talk to people, they ask me what I do, and they're like, "Really? I never even thought about it." and when you talk to them about, well, if you walk through the grocery store and look at all the things that have print on it, I mean, everything has print on it. Um, it's something that they touch literally every day and don't realize that it's something that they could do for a living. I think a lot of people feel that way.
Absolutely.
But it's also been pretty recession proof. I mean, of course, I mean we're celebrating 20 years in the ink industry as Interactive Inks and Coatings, and it hasn't come without our bumps and bruises. But we're looking forward to 2021. If you're going to receive this email today, you're going to receive this email with this podcast on it. Steve is he's your account representative. We love having him here. We think that our future is bright. And Steve, is there anything else you just want to bring up to your new customers or old customers or anything like that?
Yeah, all customers, whether they're new, old, or potential, it's a pleasure working for Interactive and for the customers. At the end of the day, I'll go back to the tangibles. It's working for the customers, and we're not here to we supply a quality product and good service, quality pricing. On a personal end, I like being your personal consultant. Call me, email me, ask about my name in the industry. I'm well known, and I get back to everyone with the truth and the facts. And I ask you to call me, let me assist you, and be business partners, like I've done since '83, and like I plan on doing for many more years. So thanks, Tom.
Yeah, it's been great. You can reach Steve via email at steve.baker@interactiveinks.com. You can always call the home office here to get his cell phone number and reach out. And I think it's going to be great. So. As always, make it a great day from us at Interactive Inks and Coatings. See you later. Bye.